Hello and welcome back to Whiskey Wars. Tonight we'll be reviewing this bottle of Elijah Craig Small Batch. This bottle has a lot of history, so let's get into it. So a quick history of this bottle and the man behind it. Elijah Craig was a Baptist preacher, and he actually was preaching without a license. Because of this, he went to jail. Now after he got out of jail, he decided he wasn't going to put up with this anymore because Elijah Craig was quite the character and rebellious, so he decides he's going to move west for religious freedom and also to make money. So Elijah Craig would move to what is now known as Georgetown, Kentucky. Here he would actually found that community, and also he would be the founder of the first school there and the first college. Yes, Elijah Craig helped found what is now Georgetown College, a Baptist college. So this is a man that's a preacher. He's also the founder of a community. He founds the schools there, the college there, but also on top of all the things he did for that community, he also has time to start distilling whiskey. It actually becomes quite popular. In fact, a lot of the school kids would tease him for founding a Baptist college and also distilling whiskey. Now, depending on the story you're going with, Elijah Craig may or may not have completely accidentally started aging whiskey in charred oak barrels. Some stories tell of a fire that charred some barrels that he then used and put whiskey in, and other stories are even crazier than that. Of course, like any whiskey story, there's some truth, there's some exaggeration, and there's some things that are just made up. So it's hard to tell what the actual truth is, but in either case, Elijah Craig is known as the Father of Bourbon because of this innovative thing that he supposedly maybe did. In any case, that is the history of this, so let's go ahead and get into how this whiskey tastes and smells. And whiskey. All right, so here's our whiskey. Let's go ahead and smell it and see what we can get out of the nose. All right, so very classic bourbon notes. Of course, you got your vanillas, your caramels. The caramel's fairly light in this, but very nice. Also getting some baking spices, some citrus in there. I would say like a lemon citrus. Definitely a lot of oak. And like fresh oak, not like sour oak, but like fresh cut oak. Definitely getting a hint of that barrel char in there. Maybe a little brown sugar. And hints of cherry, just like a standard cherry, not like a black cherry. Yeah, that's a very nice nose. Just your standard bourbon nose. Nothing really out of bounds or kind of crazy or new there, but just kind of down the line, just old-fashioned bourbon. Now let's see what it tastes like. All right, so you're definitely getting very standard bourbon notes on the taste as well. You're definitely getting the caramel, the brown sugar, definitely getting the oak, and you're getting quite a bit of char on the finish. Let's get one more taste in here, see what else we can get. All right, again, just very kind of standard bourbon notes. They are nice, but nothing uncommon here. Again, just kind of caramel, light vanilla, some brown sugar. The brown sugar is heavier on the palate than it is on the nose. But on the finish, there is something there that I don't really care for. There's a lot of char, as I mentioned the first time, but there's also a lot of alcohol burn. And this is only 94 proof. Kind of surprisingly hot for 94 proof, unfortunately. But all in all, it is a good bourbon experience. I would say, you know, in the price range that this is at, I believe this is around the $25 mark. It's not too bad. I think there are better products for $25, but this is just kind of middle of the road. Nothing really uncommon in the bourbon world, but just a good standard bourbon. I wouldn't recommend this over some other things that we're going to be reviewing in the future, but you'll have to wait and see what those are. But it is a good bourbon. And so, as always, folks, I have to say, just remember, you can never have too much good whiskey.